What's happening, guys? Silent Mike, Supertraining Gym, Mark Bell's Powercast, HowMuchYouBench.net, Reebok 1. The list keeps going on, and the grind keeps continuing. Back in Sacramento, first session back out at Supertraining Gym after a little hiatus, just hanging out down at Barbell Brigade in LA. Second week of official prep under Jeremy Hamilton. On deck, we had 8 sets of 3 deadlifts, crushing my face off. Mark decided to hop in, so did Marcus. Marcus recently competed, so he's just jamming out some volume, working on a conventional, which is the opposite stance of his. The further out you are from a meet, the more variation you can have. The closer to a meet, the more specific you want to get in terms of what barbell you use, what exercises you're doing, and what style of those exercises you're doing. Mark's just jamming away on his deadlifts. I think he's just kind of going basic, heavy, light, medium. He was pulling twice a week and squatting twice a week, but he was on a little vacay, so he's just getting back, grinding out with me. I lied. I guess it's not 500 pounds. 495 pounds, 8 sets of 3. Lucky for me, workouts like this, although they may be kind of taxing, they're definitely difficult, fairly physical. Difficulty is high, but also the mental difficulty because it's just set after set, rep after rep at the same weight. It's something I'm kind of used to, I guess, because the sport I grew up in and other team sports, many sports actually, I guess, but I relate it to basketball as, at the end of every practice, we're shooting 20, 50, or 100 free throws. Even during practice or off season, you're doing the same dribbling move to the same layup or to the same jump shot over and over and over and over until it's so ingrained in you. All you have to do is have the ball in your hand, or all you have to do is have the bar in your hand. Then the rest is just second nature. When you're going for the 1 rep max, when you're going for heavy, single, double, whatever it may be, you just want it to be so second nature that you don't have to think of a million cues. And that's where experience and practice, comes to play. When you're newer, you have to think about more cues, or you need a coach yelling you more cues to remind you of things to do with your body. Tight back, pull the bar into you, tight lats, drive with your legs, lock out with your glutes, hips to the bar, a million different cues. But hopefully with practice, experience, and years under the bar, years under the iron, it's more just like, here we go. So that's kind of the goal of these kind of workouts, to be fast, to be strong, and keep technique perfect, which I was a little stiff after traveling and a little rough week of training, but I'm happy enough with my technique. Is it my best? Is it perfect? No, but happy enough with the work I got. Here's Little Smokey jamming out volume like a maniac. Never really trained volume in his squat or deadlift. He's currently kind of working under me. I'm programming for a couple guys now. So Smokey's one of them. Just trying to get his deadlift and squat up. He has a high potential in both those lifts. He's very compact. He's a very muscular kid. He's very strong. I just don't think he was ever trained the correct way in both the squat and the deadlift. So hopefully I can help him lead the right way, and some huge PRs coming his way. Like I said, Marcus jamming out. Conventional isn't so natural for him. He's had a bunch of banged up injuries, ankle and then wrists, and then now he's just a bigger guy, which also sometimes is harder to get to the bar. So he has a hard time turning that wrist over to get into a good mixed grip. He also just has a hard time getting to the bar. That's why he goes a little bit wider stance. You see Mark slamming on those things. Speed's pretty good for smelling. Marcus is just trying to get working. Like I said, when you're far out from a meet, what do? You can work your strength. So work your weaknesses and try to build up some strength. So Marcus is working that low back, working those hamstrings. So then when he gets back to his sumo deadlift, which his form is pretty damn locked in, hopefully that translates over with stronger glutes, stronger hams, and a stronger low back. My grips really started bugging me this day. That was probably the first thing to give. Low back's tight and stuff, but that's just from the work and volume. But my grip, just squeezing that bar over and over. I did have a little bit of an off season myself where I was using a lot of straps. I feel with the over-under, personally, not for everybody, but maybe because it's my lack of mobility, I do get a little bit of unsymmetrical, not only in how I pull with my shoulders, but my back and lats. So here you can see I can switch my grip up a little bit. So a couple sets I went right hand under, where typically I go right hand over. And then in the off season, I like to use straps just to keep it as balanced as I can. Sometimes that doesn't fuck up my squats and deadlift, but it will translate and it will mess up my bench because one pec is a little tighter from that overhand squeezing down, while the other shoulder and pec is a little bit more open from that underhand. So this session, I'm aware of it. Last time I trained with Jeremy, I wasn't so aware of it. So hopefully I'll make the changes necessary to stay healthy, so I can keep all 3 lifts moving. You know, even though they're not necessarily directly correlated, you know, people think the deadlift is a back workout, squat is a leg workout, and bench is a chest workout. They overlap so much, the positions that we have to get into to stay tight and lift them optimally. It's really hard to manage all of those factors: volume, frequency, mobility, and all those things. So that's kind of the goal now, and that's just experience, learning and learning and learning. There was Smokey with his another set, smashing them out. I think he did 4 sets of 12 there. Basically, how I write most of my programs is just often a rep range, so anywhere from 8 to 12, often a percent range, 60 to 65%, and then sets often are more established. So he had 4 sets, I believe 8 to 12 reps, anywhere from I don't quite remember, but 60 to 65%. Hell of a workout, hell of volume. Smokey just needs that repetition, build up his glutes, build up his hams a little bit. Pretty explosive kid for not really playing a lot of sports in his life. He did a little bit of judo and stuff, but he's not the typical wrestler or football player or basketball player. Often I think just naturally a little bit more explosive when you head to those sports, but he has a lot of power in him. My very last set, like I said, my hands were just jacked up from squeezing that bar, and then probably just being bloated and fat. So threw on some straps, just had to get the work done, had to finish the work. Afterwards, basically all I had was 3 sets of 8 on the squats. There's my boy Smokey getting my Instagram game hard. Look how lazy Supertraining is. Everyone's just standing around in the background. One guy's unloading my weights, thanks buddy. Mark's just sweaty for no reason. Robot's just kicking it, Callie's just kicking it, and everyone's just watching. No one's on a bar but goddamn me. Silent Mike, pushing the weights, leading the team, putting the team on my back though. So I had 3 sets of 8, 365 pounds. Math is all weird, 55-pound bar. I have 2 45-pound plates, 1 55-pound plate, and then a 10 on there. Smashing away, felt actually really good. The second one, I was being an idiot and I shouldn't have done it. But that first one felt great. Hips and everything are feeling solid. I'm feeling really strong. And then being the idiot that I am, the hashtag liftogrammer that I am, I decided to try to do my set of 8 at a fairly heavy weight. You know, this might be 65%, 70% in under 15 seconds. Just for the goddamn Instagram, and almost broke my goddamn back. So I'm hardly locking them out, which just keeps a little bit of pressure on your low back sometimes. Also just fucked up my hips. Luckily I'm fine, I didn't get injured, but I suggest sticking to the plan, not be an idiot like myself. Learn from examples like me, idiot liftogrammers like me. But at the end of the day, it is all fun. I made it. 12 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. 12 freaking seconds. Shout out to Smokey for all the help. Last set here, I actually took a good break after that because I was a little out of breath and a little banged up. This is my secondary squat day. Right now I'm squatting twice a week. One day is kind of squat focus, which is my Saturdays, and then the second day is after deadlifts. It's a little bit like squat accessories, so it'll be a little bit lighter, a little bit more reps. Same idea on the bench. I have one day that's an emphasis on the bench, and then the other day is a little bit lighter and emphasis a little bit on overhead for now. Very last set here, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. More Q&As, more vlogs, more lifting footage coming your way. Appreciate all the support, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like that bitch, share that bitch. Leave in the comments below what kind of videos you guys want to see. I'll try to get that lined up for you. That's it for me, guys. I'm out of here.